Plate Tectonics by Ian and Vincent, Mixon, 5th hour.
Divergent boundaries between oceanic plates. Most divergent boundaries are spreading centers located along the crust of the mid-ocean ridge. This is a divergent boundary of two oceanic plates moving apart. Magma rises and forms a mid-ocean ridge where oceanic lithosphere is created. An example of an oceanic divergent boundary is between the African and South American plate. Divergent boundaries between two continental plates. Divergent boundaries can also be found on land. Spreading centers on the land split continents apart. Plate motion stretches apart the lithosphere and hot rocks rises from the mantle. The rising plumes of the hot rock bend the crust upward, weakening and fracturing it, allowing the magma to get to the surface. This results in formation of a rift valley. Continental rifts eventually become oceanic rifts. An example is the Rift Valley in East Africa. Convergent boundaries between oceanic and continental plates. Convergent boundaries are where two plates move together and the lithosphere can be destroyed. Oceanic lithosphere sinks into the mantle during subduction. The leading edge of continental lithosphere converges with the oceanic lithosphere. Continental lithosphere remains floating because it is less dense. Eventually, magma may reach the surface and cause volcanic eruptions. A continental volcanic arc is a range of volcanic mountains produced by convergent boundaries. An example of this type of boundary is where the Nazca Plate is subducted beneath the surface of the South American plate.
Convergent boundaries between two continental plates. One continental plate moves only slightly under another continental plate, but no subduction takes place. The plates resist downward motion, but instead move up and sideways. The pressing together of the two plates make mountain ranges and also causes high volcanism and earthquakes in the area. Before the two continents collide, the oceanic crust in between subducts because it is more dense. An example of a continental convergent boundary is on the Himalayas, with the collision of the Eurasian and the Australian Indian plate. Transform boundaries. Transform boundaries are when plates slide past each other without creating or damaging lithosphere. Transform faults commonly link segments of mid-ocean ridges. Transform boundaries can cause earthquakes. An example of this type of boundary is the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault is on the transform boundary between the Pacific Plate and the North America Plate. Hotspots. Hotspots are volcanic regions fed by narrow streams of hot mantle from the mantle core area that rises in a structure called a mantle plume. Hawaii and Yellowstone are two common hotspots.